National cheer, peace and love with care. Cover all that's there. Total love and fair. To cover the game from the top to the news. Celebrity drama, political trauma. The season of sports from basketball courts in the nation. Donation, give support whenever you go, wherever you listen. Knowing how you do it, she always glisten. I'm telling you, we gotta get it right. So tune in, baby, right now tonight. She got that rhythm and flow, rhythm and flow. Gotta get that rhythm and flow, rhythm and flow. She got that rhythm and flow, rhythm and flow. Let me hear that rhythm and flow. Radio show.
Welcome to the house that Earl built, the number one internet radio station, IntellectualRadio.com, an iHeart radio station with over 70 shows, 70 to 150 hosts, and co-hosts streaming 24/7 on your smart device with internet access. I want you to know that I am big and beautiful. I am fat, oh, but also fabulous. I'm plump and I'm pretty. I'm getting curvy and I've always been cute, but most important, I'm confident. I am the boss lady of Rhythm Flow Radio, your host, Katie Lowe. And today, it's all about the music. You know, Chicago, not only Chicago, but there is a lot of talent. There are a lot of, I guess we'd call them independent artists who are not with a label and they record their own tracks. I guess they record, produce, whatever, their own tracks. And I have all of this music that I have to share with you today. A lot of these artists have been right here at Intellectual Radio. They have been guests on the show. They have invited me to events. And, I truly enjoyed them. So I decided today that I needed to share some of this music with you. So I'm going to share my first song. And after I share the first song, we got to talk about the hot topics. We got to talk about what's going on social media. Because I tell you, every day you wake up is something new. And I'm not going to talk about my friend. He don't know he my friend, but he my friend. I ain't going to talk about my friend. I'm going to give him a break today. But I'm gonna play this song. It's called So Strong. It's by John Hill. And I'm gonna play this song because you know what? We need to be strong. We really, really do. Enjoy the music, and I'll be back in a minute with hot topics.
No more Mr. Nice Guy. I'm too strong for you. Too real for you. You don't know about the work I bring. Yeah, I'm too wrong for you. I'm too long for you niggas again. You don't know about the work I bring. Everybody know what's up now, cause we worth $1 billion now. Y'all niggas running out of luck, cause we own. I'm number one up, baby, no, I'm sorry I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and number 5. Hey, John Hill, baby, he kicking it loud. Oh yeah, and I be singing like, you must not know about me, you must not know about me. I can write another hit in a minute. Matter of fact, here it is in a minute. Stop what you're doing. Stop what you're saying. Stop what you're doing. Stop what you're saying. Wild dub on you. Face snug on you. You don't know about the hits we make. Yeah. Deadly on your neck. He put me on to you niggas. And we about to blow, so you know. Everybody know what's up, cause we worth $1 billion now. Y'all niggas running out of luck, cause we on. I'm number one up, baby, no, I'm sorry I lied. I'm number one, two, three, four, and number five. Hey, John Hill, baby, he kicking it live. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And I'll be singing like, you must not know about me. You must not know about me. I can write another hit in a minute. Matter of fact, here it is in a minute. It's gone. Stop what you're doing. Stop what you're saying. Stop what you're doing. Stop what you're saying.
Okay. Okay, I want to welcome you back to the number one internet radio, IntellectualRadio.com and iHeart radio station. This is Rhythm Flow Radio with your host, the boss lady, Katie Love. Now, there are things that are trending on Facebook. I tell you, when I woke up this morning, first I should say, daylight saving times. I don't know. Maybe they just need to leave this like this all year round because right now I am so discombobulated in the morning. I mean, I wake up in the morning thinking that it's 5 or 6 o'clock and it's just one. And then I can't go back to sleep. So I guess I'm gonna have to find me a sleeping pill or something to help me sleep. If you have any suggestions, inbox me at Katie Lowe on Facebook. But anyway, all of these things that are trending on Facebook. And one of the hottest topics is this college cheating scheme. And I don't know why everybody's so surprised about it. I guess because we have two celebrities that were arrested, Felicity Huffman and Lori Loughlin. They were arrested as part of the cheating scheme. But this scheme has been going on for a long time. And I'm going to say something to you and you think about it. You think about George W. Bush, I think it's Jr. Better than that, just think about 45 that's sitting in the White House. I bet they went to college on these same kind of schemes. Somebody paid money for them to go to school. Maybe they weren't actively involved in sports, but they had a good rapport with somebody. So if it's the captain of the football team or the coach of the basketball team or the football team or whatever, and that's your friend, hey, you give him some money, and once you give him the money, then he allows your child to be a part of the team, and therefore he gets a scholarship in sports, and he's not even active. My sister used to say it's about who you know sometime. A lot of the time. It's about who you know and it's about how much money you got. If you know the right person and you got the right amount of money, this is America. You could buy anything. I mean, look what Columbus did. They didn't buy, they just came and took. So here you can buy and have just about anything. If you're in that, I call it the 1 percentile. Those billionaires with all that money, they can do anything. They can do things that we can't do because we are not in that percentile. But I mean, that's something that's been going on. So I don't want everybody to get bent out of shape. Now, this is a humanitarian thing. This hot topic is Kim Kardashian. I don't know. Kimmy knows how to come out on top. Even though I don't keep up with the Kardashians. When I see things that this young lady has done, and especially something like this, um, here is a prisoner that was released from jail. I think he served, what was it, 15 years or 20 years? Hold on, I'm gonna tell you just what it is. He served 20 years of a 35-year sentence. And he was sentenced, you're not gonna believe this. He was sentenced to prison for drugs. And because they were not class A felon, probably marijuana or something like that. But he was given all the time. You remember when they were, hey, the drug wars, what, during the Clinton years, when they was giving them time and making new laws. Well, he was sentenced to 35 years in prison for a nonviolent drug and weapons charge. And when he was released, because of his background, nobody wanted to give him a place to stay. And Kim Kardashian heard about it. And I want you to know that she's going to pay his rent. I heard rent and utilities for the next 5 years. So therefore, he can save his money and become, and hopefully he'll become more productive. His name is Matthew Charles. And like I said, he had served 20 years of a 35-year sentence. All right, Kimmy, that's a good job helping him. Another thing that's trending, I know you all heard that, I always say African American people don't commit suicide. But I have to take that back because not only because of what's trending now, but George Foreman's daughter, she committed suicide. And even after reading the article, I went to check. We've got quite a few African Americans that even either they say that they committed suicide, we don't know that they did. I started thinking about the Sandra Bland thing. We know that probably wasn't true, but I'm just saying they're kind of putting it out here that we've started doing these crazy things. And I mean, this was shocking and devastating. I think they said she hung herself. Before I play this next song, there's one other thing that I gotta say. I know everybody knows Art Norman from Channel 5, um, NBC. I mean, I've been watching this man for years. Well, Art was diagnosed last week, with bone cancer, and he had just started chemo. So let our prayers be with Art Norman. Hope that God will heal him immensely. Uh, Hope that God will restore his life. I mean, that cancer is no joke. And to know that you have it, I mean, I've never, had it, but some family members, I imagine that could be a very stressful situation anytime you have that type of illness. Another thing I'm going to say before I play the song is that, even though there are people that are walking around that have flu shots, you really got to be careful. They said there's a strand of flu out here that it can be very deadly. Um, I think Whoopi Goldberg was diagnosed with pneumonia, but there are a couple other people who were diagnosed. One person was diagnosed with pneumonia, but later on, after the test was ran, they found out she had, I think they called it H1N1 strand of flu. And I know, I'm not going to call this person's name, but I know right now that they are in the hospital and they are septic. So I'm telling you, if you're feeling some kind of way and it's not right now, you should have yourself checked out because this strand of flu is out there. I want to remind everybody that today's show is brought to you by Singleton's Education Academy, 4215 West End Avenue in Chicago, Illinois. They're teaching classes in life support, uh, basic life support, CPR, advanced cardiac life support, pediatric advanced life support, and neonatal resuscitation. Also, if your CNA needs recertification, you need to call my friend Ruthie Singleton at 773-475-7054 or send an email to Singleton's Education Academy at outlook.com. Life is why. Singleton's Education Academy. Okay, we're going to share the work of another artist. We did. Oh, You're going to love this song. If you are a stepper, you will love the song. Her name is Tony Red. I believe she lives down in Atlanta. The name of the song is Treat Me Like a Lover. Please enjoy the music. We'll be back in a moment.
Baby, you know I'd never do one thing to hurt you. No one up above you. You are my man. But lately I've been feeling sad and just a little lonely, craving your love only. Wishing that you would understand. If you wanna keep me, treat me like a lover. I'm not some tried and true. It's a matter of fact. 'Cause I need to feel you. Oh, baby, it's so strong. Don't do me wrong. Don't you make me wait too long. Treat me like a lover. Those little things you used to do, like bringing me flowers, shiny showers. I was your girl, but lately you've been sitting up all night staring at the TV. Well, now what about me? Don't you want to rock my world? Rock my world. If you wanna keep me, treat me like a lover. I'm not some tried and true. It's a matter of fact. 'Cause I need to feel you. Baby, so strong. Don't do me wrong. Don't you make me wait too long. Treat me like a lover. Oh, yeah. Oh, 'cause I need to feel you. Baby, so strong. Don't do me wrong. Don't you make me wait too long. Treat me like a lover. Treat me like a lover. Don't you make me wait. Treat me like a lover. Hold me in your arms. Treat me like a lover. Don't you make me wait too long. Baby,
Okay, no song.
Girl, would you please stop talking to me about marriage? Every time I look up, there you go. Listen, lately I've been thinking about the hints you've thrown my way. Like all my friends are married and some in the family way. Whenever we go shopping, you head straight for the jewelry store. But I've been down that road before, I ain't doing that thing no more. Why can't you just understand the words coming out my mouth? I ain't trying to marry you, girl. I wanna just play house. Play house. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Then we just play house, girl. Play house. Yeah. Now, girl, you know I'll do my best to give you everything. But all you seem to think about is that big old diamond ring. Dragging me to weddings, bridals, and baby showers. Saying that I'm scared to commit, but I guess I'll be that coward. Why can't you just understand the words coming out my mouth? I ain't trying to jump the broom, girl. Can we just play house? Play house. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Can we just play house, girl? Play house. Ooh, 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 yeah. Yes, I know. Just leave me alone. Let me tell you something. Dragging me to weddings, bridals, and baby showers. Saying that I'm scared to commit, well, I guess I'll be that coward. Why can't you just understand the words coming out my mouth? I ain't trying to marry you, girl. Can we just play house? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can we just play house? Play house. Oh, baby, I'll go to work, you cook the food. When you're ready for love, and I'll set the mood. I'll pay the bills, you clean the house. When you're ready to fuss, I'll shut my mouth. See that, baby, I can act like your spouse. Oh, can we just play house? Can we just play house, girl? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Can we just play house? Can we just play house, girl? Can we just play house? I'm tired now. I don't need with you no more. Leave me alone. Can we just play house? Play house. Sweet kisses before the bacon. Girl, I'm rising. Ain't no mistaking. 'Cause you done it all up to me like I know you would. 'Cause this morning loving sure feels good. This morning loving sure feels good. Hey, this morning loving sure feels right. We done started all over again. Pick it up where we left last night. Got the juices flowing like I know you would. 'Cause this morning loving sure feels good. This morning loving sure feels good. Hey, some like the coffee, some read the paper, but my day don't start right without loving my baby. So you can keep your caffeine and in your morning news, and I'll keep my loving. Sure feels good. This morning loving sure feels good.
I roll over in the morning thinking, damn, she fine. So when I rise and shine, I thank God she mine. I feel blessed to have her in my world. She from the city with the soul of a country girl and so pretty. In the kitchen and she know what she doing. Bacon, eggs, grits, potatoes, coffee brewing, and the business come fresh out the oven. And after we eat, she say, come on and get this morning loving. I say the business come fresh out the oven. And after we eat, she say, come on and get this morning loving.
Alarm clock is a ringing, but I ain't hitting the snooze. If I'm gonna be late for work, it's 'cause I'm getting my groove. better call your boss, baby, and I'll call mine. 'Cause this morning loving does it every time. This morning loving does it every time. Hey, this morning loving sure feels right. When it started all over again, thinking on we left last night, got the juices flowing like I know they would. This morning loving sure feels good. This morning loving sure feels good. Hey, this morning loving sure feels nice. We can start it all over again. Thinking on we left last night, got the juices flowing like I know they would. Hey, this morning loving sure feels good. This morning loving sure feels good. Hey, this morning loving, it feels so nice. Yeah, I got the juices. Oh, yeah.
This is so crazy. You know this always happens. Watch this. This is nobody. Rhythm Flow Radio. This is Katie Lowe. How may I help you? See? They do this every time. But that's okay. I truly hope you have enjoyed the sounds. These are independent artists. You have been listening to the sounds of Tony Red, New Orleans Bow, John Hill. I think that's all we played. Yeah, so far. These are all independent artists, and their music needs to be heard. And I so want you to enjoy it. Most of the music you can find on iTunes or at the artist's website. So now I'm going to play you about 3 more songs. And then we'll come back and we'll do a little talk. And then we'll play the rest of the music. So the next set of music, some of them will be repeaters, but this is a young man who's on the show, and this is just a song that I really like because I like to talk about what's trending on Facebook. And this is a great song because it's called What You Own. Be back in a moment.
Hey, you haven't seen you in a minute. A wing face emoji with the finish. Callin' back and boy, you lacking. Where you at been? Oh my God, why you asking questions? Texting, flexing like you date me. Selling me your fantasy that you care about. Maybe you and me. You move fast, calling and say I miss a thing. You hit me on my eyes, you missing me on my Twitter. Till I see you post a pic by the aisle. With the side, you can hug girl with a smile. Saying things like, babe, ooh, what you on for the day? Yeah, I'm on my way. Ooh, for the night, can I stay? Asking all these questions, texting, flexing like you date me. Selling me your fantasy that you care about. Maybe you and me. Oh, don't you be frontin' about it. Shawty, just show you about it. Hit me up later on. Yeah, we can talk about it. Yeah, I know you act like you busy. So for me, when you ready, playing hard to get what you on. Don't wanna complicate it. Say, hey girl.
Yo, check it out, look, when she always trying to kick it, speaking now, already sent me a DM saying, hey, what's up? Then she telling me how I don't ever show her love and trying to get up on my mind like a FIFA cup. Away you in the way, I'm seeing you show me fiction, till you see me on the snap of the gram, wanna take a picture saying who that on the side with you, like a lady on a trip, yo, that's mine. Side this and like, life goes, what they post when they see I'm winning, liking all my pics to the bottom, but really go tinny. Got every day feeling like a 10 ton on a mission to get at me like a man ton,
Saying things like, babe,
Ooh, what you on for the day? Yeah, I'm on my way. Ooh, for the night, can I stay? Asking all these questions, texting, flexing like you date me. Selling me a fantasy that you care about, maybe you and me. Oh, don't you be frontin' about it. Shawty, just show you about it. Hit me up later on. Yeah, we can talk about it. Yeah, I know you act like you busy. So for me when you ready. Playing hard to get what you on. Don't wanna complicate it. Say, hey girl.
Love, what's more pathetic? Fake love without genetics. Why you continue to tell me stories, I never get it. All while you done got me stressing for affection. But sliding your number out like a debit, I don't need it. Need it, but I know you sneaking, I don't need me dreaming. Know your game, yeah, I been out eat it, I done been that way. Freeze play, my mind repeating about the other day. Trying to play like I don't see you like last night. So you need space to plan it out and going out and wilding out. Let it get the dirt like I was striking out. Showing me this what the side life is all about. No way.
Saying things like, babe, ooh, what you on for the day? Yeah, I'm on my way. Ooh, for the night, can I stay? Asking all these questions, texting, flexing like you date me. Selling me a fantasy that you care about, maybe you and me. Oh, don't you be frontin' about it. Shawty, just show you about it. Hit me up later on. Yeah, we can talk about it. Yeah, I know you act like you busy. So for me when you ready. Playing hard to get what you on. Don't wanna complicate it. Say, hey girl.
Shawty be hitting me up. She say she be falling in love. But I see you been giving it up all day, knowing she don't be giving up for. Shawty be hitting me up. She say she been falling in love. I see you been giving it up all day, knowing she don't want to know no love.
Rain, phone ringing over here. Rain, phone ringing over here. You're thirsty, don't bring it over here. Thirsty, don't bring it over here. Rain, phone ringing over here. Rain, phone. I said you're thirsty, don't bring it over here. Thursday, don't bring it over here.
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. She walked in the club, real short skirt, low cut brows, perfume smelling real loud, red lipstick, long fingernails. She got on the dance floor, started shaking her tail. We started to dance, she invited me to her place. As soon as we got there, she started kissing my face. I'm just a man, I couldn't resist. I never thought it would turn out like this. In love with your mama, she looked so young. She kept on showing me that ring in her tongue. Oh, I'm sorry. In love with your mama. Oh, I'm sorry. In love with your mama. She was dancing like the girls in the videos, bending all over, touching her toes. She was doing the Tootsie Roll. I hate to tell you, your mama was working that pole. She was shaking to the left, hey. She was shaking to the right. Oh, your mama shook that big thing of hers all night. I'm just a man, I couldn't resist. I never thought it would turn out like this. In love with your mama, she looked so young. She kept on showing me that ring in her tongue. Oh, I'm sorry. In love with your mama. Oh, I'm sorry. In love with your mama. Hey, I'm sorry. Didn't know it was your mama. Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't know it was your mama. Your mama's sexy, sexy as can be. Yes, I did your mama, but she also did me. I don't mean no disrespect, but look at this hickey your mama put on my neck. Hey, I'm sorry. Didn't know it was your mama. Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't know it was your mama.
Hey, I'm sorry. Please don't cut me. Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't know it was your mom. Listen here. It was dark in that place. She kept kissing my face. So dark I could not see. Please don't be mad at me. Her kisses made me weak. Hey, your mama set you free. Oh, I tried to resist. Didn't know it would turn out like this. Hey, I'm sorry. Didn't know it was your mama. Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't know it was your mama. Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't know it was your mama. Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't know it was your mama. Hey, I'm sorry. Didn't know it was your mama. Hey, I'm sorry. Didn't know it was your mama. Hey, I'm sorry. Didn't know it was your mama. Oh, oh, oh. Yeah, yeah, no. Echo, don't wanna let it, don't wanna let it go. Echo, don't wanna let you, don't wanna let you go. Echo, don't wanna let you, don't wanna let you go. Echo, 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 don't wanna let it, don't wanna let it go. Echo, don't wanna let you, don't wanna let you go. Echo, don't wanna let you, don't wanna let you go. Echo, echo. I must admit, girl, I'm nervous. It's kinda hard to determine, but I don't care, girl, I'm all in, all in, all in. I stand where you can see me. No playing, girl, believe me. I mean it, I mean it. Oh. Echo, don't let it, don't let it go. Echo, don't let you, don't let you go. Echo, don't let you, don't let you go. Echo, 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 don't let it, don't let it go. Echo, don't let you, don't let you go. Echo, don't let you, don't let you go. Echo, echo. You're telling me that you're nervous. Will it last? No discernment. But you don't care cause you all in. I'm all in. We all in. I stand where you can see me. Through ups and downs, believe me. Not moving, believe it. I'm not gonna leave. Echo, don't let it, don't let it. Echo, don't let you, don't let you go. Echo, don't let you, don't let you, don't let it. Don't let it go. Echo, don't let it, don't let it go. Echo, don't let you, don't let you go. Echo, don't let you, don't let you go. Echo, 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 don't let it go. Echo, don't let you, don't let you go. Echo, don't let you, don't let you go. Echo, I'm not gonna let Echo, don't let you go. Echo, don't let you, don't let you go. Echo, I'm not gonna let you go. No, no, no.
All right, I want to welcome you back to the number one internet radio station, IntellectualRadio.com, an iHeart radio station with over 70 shows, 70 to 150 hosts, and co hosts 24/7 on your smart device with internet access. This is Rhythm Flow Radio with the boss lady, Katie Lowe. You know, I want to remind everybody that this is Women History Month. Okay, I want to remind you that. And in reminding you of Women History Month, we have here in Chicago two African American, I'm going to call them sisters. They women, but I'm gonna call them sisters because you know, if you're a woman, we all so we are anatomy I guess connected in some kind of way because of how anatomy. We are sisters. But we have Tony. I hope I say her name right because I be saying, I said Predwinkle. I hope that's right. Some of them said Prairie Winkle. So I don't want to mess up her name. And Lori Lightfoot. These women are about to make history right here in Chicago. And I don't think nobody saw this coming. No one. I imagine if Daley could have saw this coming, he would have never jumped in the race. Chico, I know he would have been grabbing his chin running the other way. And McCarthy, I know he wouldn't have wasted his time. But we have these, this is Black Women's History Month, and we have two women that are going to make history in Chicago. I want to say to everybody, make sure you express your right to vote. If you are an undecided voter and you don't know who you're going to vote for, you need to take your time and either, if you don't have a computer, take your time and go to the library. If you don't have a library card, as long as you have a couple of pieces of ID, it only takes a few minutes to get a library card. It doesn't cost you anything. Take your time and read up on their backgrounds. I'm going to say this one thing because it only affected the people in Cook County. It was called sugar tax, and everybody was affected by that sugar tax. And this is something that you when you decide to cast your vote for either Predwinkle or Lightfoot, you better remember that sugar tax because that sugar tax may come back to haunt you. I was sleeping and I guess it was like a dream. I could see Predwinkle being mayor and I could see them 50 aldermen deciding with her to invoke that sugar tax in Chicago. And I would tell you it would be time to get rid of every last one of them and get rid of her too because we don't need any more taxes. I mean, it's a city that pimps anyway. They pimp you at the parking meter. They even pimp you when you go to the grocery store. You can't even afford to buy the bags. And JB Prisoners is talking about adding a 5-cent tax. I don't buy bags. I carry my own. So I don't know if they're 9 cent or 10 cent. But he wants to add another 5 cent to that. Well, I've got something that can get rid of the bag tax. All you got to do is legalize marijuana for recreational use in the state of Illinois, and I guarantee you, your financial troubles will go away. Simple as that. Just legalize it for recreational use, and the state of Illinois will not have a financial crisis. But you all sit around on this thing and you play with it when all you got to do is do like 45, get you a pen, and I guess they call it an executive order, sign it, make it legal. Who knows? I may even go over to one of the cannabis stores and see what's up in there. I may go in there and explore. Who knows? They might have something up in there that might take away pain. Might make you feel good too when it take it away. So I'm just saying, there's something to think about. They want to play around here in Chicago and pimp us and screw us every which way. And we don't have anything, and they want to take what we got. So you talk to your legislatures and your representatives and tell him to go on and put that bill before what's that down there in Springfield and get that bill signed, and let's get the state of Illinois out of debt. Okay, I'm gonna say that now. I want to go back to voting. I want everybody to exercise their opportunity to vote. Like I say, if you're undecided, go read up on them. Don't let nobody promise you nothing. Vote your heart, vote your conscience. Make sure that the candidate that you decide to go put your dot or X in the box, whatever you do, make sure that they have something in common with you other than color. Now I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play this next song because it's almost time for us to go. I have really enjoyed playing the artist music, and I want to tell you if you have tracks that you would like for me to play, you can email them to me. You can email them to Rhythm Flow Radio 5 p.m. at gmail.com. That's RHYTHMFLOW the number 5 p.m. at gmail.com. Send me those tracks and I will play them right here on Rhythm Flow Radio on Intellectual Radio and iHeart Radio station. Now, this girl, she's been our guest and she has a real nice voice. I'm going to play two cuts by her. One is a cover of Brian McKnight and the other is her original song. And I'm going to tell you something. I swear she sounds like Toni Braxton. Please enjoy the music.
For some they're so meant to be. Forever was the promise in our hearts. Oh yes it was. Now more and more I wonder where you are. So baby, do I ever cross your mind? Anytime. Do you ever wake up reaching out for me? Do I ever cross your mind? Do I? Anytime. I miss you. Yes, I do. Still have your picture in a frame. Oh, yes, I do. And still hear your footsteps down the hall. I swear I still hear your voice, and it's driving me insane. Now I wish that you would come and say, do I ever cross your mind? Anytime. Ever wake up reaching out for me? Oh, baby, cross your mind. I don't want to know. Anytime. I got to know, yeah. I miss you. Do I ever cross your mind? Anytime. Like I do you, do you ever wake up reaching out for me? Like I do for you. Do I ever cross your mind? Anytime. I'm missing you. Yeah. I miss you. Loneliness and hiding. Crying myself to sleep. Worrying about you, come back to me, come back to me. 'Cause I need to know, anytime. Do you ever wake up reaching out for me? I need to know. Do I ever cross your mind? I need to anytime. I miss you. Yes, I do. Do I ever want you to come back to me? Anytime. 'Cause I'm missing you. Do you ever wake want you to come back to me? 'Cause I'm missing you. Do I baby, I don't know why you treat me this way. I thought the love we had, it would last away. But you played me out. I'm done crying over you. I don't want you back. 'Cause baby, I'm better than that. So I'm saying goodbye to you, goodbye to you. 'Cause I gotta let you go. Oh baby, goodbye. 'Cause I gotta let you go. Just the other day, I was thinking of you and me, about the times we had. But now the history, you went and left me. You didn't care about me. I don't want you back. 'Cause baby, I'm better than that. So I gotta say goodbye. I gotta let you go. No. Goodbye. I gotta let you go. So baby, I gotta say a goodbye.
Time with us here at Intellectual Radio. This is a Rhythm Flow Radio show on IntellectualRadio.com. I want to thank you for exploring internet radio. I want you to remember that if your favorite show is Dana being Dana, the Drive at 5, he said, she said, J Spot, or Joe Jaking, making waves with Miss Darcy, Here's the Life, or Rhythm Flow Radio. They are everywhere, accessible anywhere at any time. You can always check on your favorite show on Intellectual Radio, wherever you are, at home or on the other side of the world. I want to leave you with this. Don't get upset when Black people are in the mainstream media. They use their media to reflect their views. So we should build a Black media to reflect ours. I thank you for listening in. I will see you next Tuesday. And hey, be fine.
I'm doing fine.